From the hollers and hills of West Virginia, it's Heavenly Hills Homestead with another episode. Stay tuned. Boom! Okay guys, what we're going to do is show you all how to germinate, or excuse me, how to sand or file your seed edges, right? And so kind of show you some different types of seeds here. 581, 1209, 1378, 824, and 1673.5. All right, so you guys can see the different seeds here, right? I don't know how well they'll show up there. But, like these seeds right here, right? Let me see if I can get a good close-up here and zoom in a little bit. All right, guys, so on these seeds, right, these white-looking seeds, their seed coating, the outer seed coating is not that tough. You've seen that on the 2195 tile, also the 1620 tile seeds, and you've seen that they came up first, right? I'm trying to think. The brown was a little bit different, but anyhow, it was kind of a mix. The brown, the 1000.5 brown was a mix kind of like this one and my 1209, right? So just kind of a mix. But anyhow, this is the 581 Cook. It's from the 2261 Schmidt. 2261 Schmidt looked, a lot like this seed right here. All right. So did the 1673.5 Bartimus that I used as the pollinator for this seed. So it's no wonder that the 1675 right here, that they look identical, right? Pretty daggone close, okay? So, anyhow, these seeds, I've come to notice are a little bit better about germinating when they look like this. They're all Atlantic Giants. All of these are Atlantic Giants. They're just different seed lines, right? And so different seed lines end up getting different seed coatings, okay? I'm sure if I crossed these two, right, that the parent seed, to this particular one would come out looking like this. But then the offspring might come looking like either one of them, or maybe a mix between the two, right? No, I don't know any of that for certain because I've not done it yet, and I did not purposefully do these like they are.
It was just by accident. So anyhow, that I bred them like I did. So like even the 950 new came out looking like the 581 Cook. And what's weird is, without ever having known or thought about it, I bred the 581 Cook to the 1378 new, which produced my 950 Cook. So anyhow, these types of seeds, you can tell when you get a hold of them that there is a lighter feel to them. They don't feel nearly as thick and as heavy, okay? And that's because the seed coating is more of a lighter seed coating on it than you know, say something like my 1209 Hodge, which is I need to quit calling it that. It's the 1016 Cook, okay? Or the 824 Hodge, which was selfed, and I didn't weigh it, so I don't really have a number for it. I believe it was, yeah, 368. So the 368 Cook, which is 824 Hodge. It's, you know, a hard, dense seed coating as well. Anyhow, it doesn't take as much to file these or to sand these down, okay? That's what I'm talking about right there. So the lighter ones, you know, like this, a little bit less to sand, a little easier to germinate, and not a necessity, okay? Not a necessity to file these. So don't think that it is a necessity. Will it help aid you getting the seed coating off? Absolutely. Is it a necessity? No, it is not. Does it help prevent cotyledon rot? Yes, it does, because it gives more airflow, right, to the cotyledons at a quicker time frame. Will it stop it completely? No, it won't, because there's a lot of other factors that goes into that. So talk about this right here. This is the 1016 Cook, okay, and the 368 Cook, all right, which was a 1209 Hodge right here, and the 824 Hodge right here. And so what you'll see is they're very, very thick seed coatings. You see how thick they are on edge? Let me see here, turn it on edge there. So you see how thick they are on edge? Very, very thick, very dense. You know, they even feel heavier. I'm sure if I weighed these, that the weight would be even more. And so they tend to be a little bit harder to germinate, only because the seed coating's so thick. So your soak time on these seeds are even, like, so I soaked my seeds, all seeds, the same amount of time the other day. And these seeds that were like this were not wet inside like these ones, okay? These types of seeds was nice and moist inside, not super wet. You don't want to drown the seed. You can drown the seed and hurt it, so don't do that. They weren't, you know, super wet, but they were wet, and these were just barely wet on the tips. So we had to give them a little bit longer, okay? Which wasn't much, because I always end up taking right here and breaking this away right here, okay? And that's how I do it. I just taking a little bit at a time, just like that, right? And then when I start seeing that tail, I call it a tail. It's the beginning of the root tail, or the root, whatever you want to call it. Then I stop. But anyhow, this is about filing, so and stuff, or sanding, okay? And so what I want to do is I want to get some thin, you know, not real harsh grit sandpaper. And so this is, you know, 150 grit sandpaper, and I just want to lay it flat like this, okay? And with these seeds right here, I want to start kind of down here and then work my way up, okay? Start down here on this edge like this, okay? And then just work my way up. All right, and continue to look, okay? Continue to look. See how it looks right now? Okay, there's nothing there, right? Let me make sure that I'm showing y'all. Yeah, okay, so nothing there. All right, and I just want to, again, okay, and you'll see there's a line right there, okay? Let me see. All right, and what you want is you want it to go light, dark, light, okay? So, all right, not there yet, but we're getting there, okay? We're getting there. So I'm just gonna keep on going, and then I'll show you when we get this seed to where I want it, okay? Okay, guys, so you can see right here that we have got a light, a dark in the middle, and then a light again. Light, dark, light. Okay, you can actually see the line right there, right? And so this seed has successfully been filed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to open it up so carefully, all right? Just a little bit. And I'm going to remove my tip, just like I was showing you. There's that side removed. And because it's sanded like this, I will leave this in right here, this side, for protection. All right, we'll open that side up like that, and I'll leave this side over here just for protection so it's not way too wet, right? And when I put it into my soil, I go just enough to where the top of this seed coating right here is covered. All right, I don't go any more than that. If you go back to my previous videos, you'll see I bury mine very close to the top. I want them to throw that root down really quick, get it down, and then spring right up. And I want them to lift up, right? So I set them in there at an angle like that, not up and down, not like this, not on their side like that. I put them in there at an angle like this, okay? Encourages that root goes down. They spring forward because they want to come up, right? They want to lift up, right? And when they come up, the coat comes off, all right? That's how it works. And so, just for the sake of this video, what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the rest of this seed coating on this particular one and show you guys the inside of what these seeds look like. So some of you guys that don't know what the inside of a seed looks like, or you're kind of curious as to what everything is, I'm going to show you what it all is, okay? So let me try to clean some of this stuff off here just a touch to where we can kind of talk about it all. Okay, you see there, look how thin that seed is. See how thin the coating is? Coating on this one ain't very thick at all. That's what I'm saying. We'll show you the inside of one of these as well, one of the bigger ones. But kind of look here, you see that little piece right there, the little tip. Let me kind of zoom in here. That little tip right there, that is what I expose when I remove that pointy end right there. When I remove the pointy end, I expose that little tail. I call it tail. I don't know the real name for it, okay? But anyways, I expose that, and that is where the root comes from. The root starts there. All right, that will grow. That little tail right there will grow. It will turn into a root, come out of the pointy end or the hole of the shell, right? And that will turn into your roots and your main taproot for your stump of your pumpkin. This portion right here, okay, and now it's down. It's down like it should be. Roots are coming out, right, down on the bottom. This ends up splitting in half, okay, and it turns into your cotyledons, okay. This part of the seed right here will end up turning into your cotyledons. So this tail makes a longer tail, bigger tail. Then this splits in half, just like we did that pumpkin seed a minute ago. The coating to it, it splits in half, and then it turns into the cotyledons, which is, cotyledons are your plant food. It's got all the good stuff that it takes to grow this pumpkin to get its first true leaves, okay? And a lot of times, like last year, my cotyledons grew and hung in there until I cut them off of the plant after I'd put them in the patch. That's how long they stayed on there. They kept growing and getting bigger, and then, you know, they finally started going downhill, and I took them off of the main stump, off of the plant, then the stump. But this is what that's what that turns into. This turns into a plant, and it's just amazing how that works, right? Like that, this little thing right here I'm holding, this turns into a root right here. I mean, it just looks like a little tail that turns into a longer tail that turns into a set of roots, and then forms all these other hair roots and gets a vascular system and everything, right? It's crazy when you think about it all. And then this is the plant food right here, which turns into a cotyledons. The actual germ for this is inside. I'm gonna try to split this. You see how you can split it, and you can follow it just like it wants to go, okay? And just follow it along there, and it'll should split perfectly for me, I'm hoping. And we'll try to reveal the germ inside. I'm hoping that we can reveal that. Okay, now see how that splits perfect? All right, now I didn't reveal it, but if you can see here, let me try to get, there's protective coatings even inside of that stuff there, and so I just wanted to get this shown to you all. Kind of remove that right there. Sometimes you can see like this little hairline thing in there, and I don't see it on this one particularly, but that's okay. Anyways, you see how perfectly that split right there? Now look at those. Look at those. You see the markings, the fingerprint of the cotyledons? Is that not awesome or what? Huh? That right there. I mean, now for those of you who are like me, and you know, is that not awesome how God put that in there, and it just speaks to the creative design of God? That's pretty cool, ain't it? And every seed is like this. You know, these are big enough to where we can work with and kind of see what we got going on, right? But every seed has the same, you know, setup, right? The same basic concept. But you can actually see like the veins, or whatever you want to call it, right? The vascular system within the leaf, or what that would be, the cotyledon, right? And this is what we eat when we eat pumpkin seeds. We're eating this. We're eating life, right? And so it's just really cool that's how seeds work, and you can see the inner beings of this seed. So anyhow, we're going to sand the bigger one real quick and show you the same thing with it. Only because I think it's going to be good for you guys to see the you know, compare and contrast of the, not that the innards would be any different, just the seed coating thickness should be different than what it was on this one. So we'll show you that and everything and stuff. But that's just awesome, isn't it? So all right, guys, let's get this one sanded, and then get it opened up and show you what it looks like. All right, guys, so let's zoom in here real quick. All right, so I'm going to open this seed up, and this is one of the 1016 cooks, and it opened up immediately right down the middle and in half, that's pretty odd that it done that. Let me try to get it out of here. It's really like stuck. Yeah, see, it's not like them thinner ones, where the thinner ones just kind of like pop out. This thing is like stuck in there. Which could be that little film making it stick like it, because if you ever, you know, notice when you plant pumpkin seeds and you peel them off, they got like this little skin that comes off between the cotyledon and the skin coating. And so I kind of wonder if maybe that's what's making it. Hold on, here we go. We got it off of there. It was not easy, but look how much thicker that seed coating is than the last, right? Like, I mean, it's super, super thick, right? I mean, the other one was kind of paper thin. I threw it in the trash. Let me see if I can, yeah, here we go. So here's a side-by-side comparison of the two, right? So look at the difference there, right? Let me see if I can get them just right. Yeah, there we go. So see how thin this one is? I mean, it's paper thin, right? This one, nah, it's very, very thick. So that's the difference between the whiter ones and the thick brown tan ones, right? I mean, they're just super, super thick, and that's what makes them so much harder to germinate and to sand and all that stuff. That's why a lot of guys do sand them, okay, because of that. Evidently, from what I'm getting right here on this, it's even harder to get out of the seed like this, you know. Just trying to gently peel it out so we can, you know, take a look at it all. But anyhow, again, you know, same thing here. Kind of butchered them now, but same leaf patterns and stuff, right? You can see there everything. So it looks identical to the other one, just the seed coatings are super, super, super thick, and definitely makes it much, much harder to do anything with. And so that's how you sand them. Again, you know, just for reference, you know, use this 824. Start at the tip and just kind of sand it up. You know, once you start getting it, like, you know, formed, it starts to really get easier. Alright. So, I mean, you can see right there. Okay, and then you just flip it over. Trying to do it even. I had to knock that little knot off there at the end so I could get it even when I do it like this. So, and just check on it, you know, keep checks on it. You protect that tip. Do not, and I repeat, do not break that tip off. All right, protect that tip with everything you got. Even when you bust that end off, right, protect it as best you can. Okay, because without that tip, you ain't got nothing. It just helps to get some relief down there on that tip so that it can bust through a lot easier as well. You know, you want him to come on out of there. It's kind of like a almost like a NICU for pumpkins, right? At the beginning of all this, right? So this is a funky seed shape too, so kind of want to open it up here and kind of look in here. Okay, so you can see the way we've sanded it again. I'm just gonna break it away there, like so. It's thick as well, like we expected it to be. You know, that one there came out a lot easier. So, just kind of shave that stuff off there. Don't want any of that. But you got to make sure that you do not hit that tip right there. protect that tip. Don't hit it. Don't grind in here. If you do grind into the side of the seed right here, the only thing you're grinding there is the cotyledons, but you don't want to do that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if you nick them, it'll be okay, you know what I mean? But you're going to have some scarring on your cotyledons, but it'll be all right. But if you break that off, you just, you know, come through there barely and you do that number right there, and it's gone, and there ain't no hope for it, okay? I have germinated them out of the shell, out of the seed coating. It's I done that last year with a couple of them. It's trial and error, and you got to be very, very, very light on the watering, and just watch it. But it can produce its own set of problems as well. So anyhow, guys, that's seed sanding and kind of like seed. I don't know what atomy, I guess you would call it. So anyhow, yeah, that's all we got for today, and we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you tomorrow right here in the Hollers and Hills of West Virginia.
Don't forget to smash that like button. Hit that notification bell. Don't forget to share.
Thank you, good sir.
You're welcome. And subscribe.